and said that by the year 2020, end of 2027, this first phase of Big Push project should be completed. In addition to the Dambai Bridge, which is a major crossing, and a Chiamanfo Bridge. This morning, when I get back to the ministry, I'll be signing the contract for the contractor to commence work on the Chiamanfo Bridge. It's about 3 kilometers. It will be the biggest and the longest bridge in our country. And I say all these things.
So it's crossing over from one end to the other?
To the other.
Which of the rivers? The Volta?
Yes, I mean, it's, you know, the Volta River has got different names at different places. So when you are in
it's
Oti,
one of its tributaries?
Exactly. When you are in Oti, part of that is called Oti River, but actually it's part of the Volta that gets all the way there. And so that is what we are doing. And also one of the significant stalled project, which he did in 2016. I remember I was in Parliament when we moved a motion for the Japanese to help us build the Volivo Bridge. He's gone and come back. That bridge is not been done. Last week, we more or less concluded a negotiation for the funding gap to be closed by the Japanese grant. Somewhere this year, middle of this year, the actual construction of the Volivo Bridge itself will start, and within 3 or 4 years, it will be completed. So the president has got big plans backed by our own money. And sometimes I say that we are doing all this at a time we cannot borrow. At a time we are unable to seek assistance from abroad because we are under IMF. And we are doing more than ever before. It tells you that sometimes it's not merely the shutting, the reason development doesn't come is not because of access to free money or money from abroad. It's about leadership. It's about a leader who is more efficient, who is not selfish, who actually addresses issues. A leader who actually saves money and apply that money to the things that needed to be done. So we are doing these things because we are spending on things that matter to people. We are not spending on things that are needless. That is why we are able to do
what you've mentioned so far, the bridge over those waters and those communities as well, how much are they costing the taxpayer?
So far, we have awarded about 50 billion cedis worth of work, and then if you give me the opportunity, I'll...
Across the country?
Yes, name them again. Those are the big ticket ones. And as I said, it touches every region. So for instance, I have a region, we are doing the Tepa Mabang Goso. It was an abandoned project. President Mahama said we should innovate to a big push. Today, they are asphalting by Kofi Job. Work is ongoing. That work is due to be completed in a few months' time. In Ashanti region, the Kumasi Outer Ring Road, the contractor moved to side. They are doing cycling. It's a greenfield project. It's not an existing road to create the opportunity to detour around Kumasi. Currently, if you are even going to, let's say, Tamale, you are forced to go through to Swame Interchange, and which is what the problem was. When this project is completed, it will remove that bottleneck. And also, he asked us to take on the stalled Swame Interchange project as part of Big Push. The contractor's outstanding certificate to be paid so that we can do that. In Bono region, the Sunyani Outer Ring Road, which he actually started and was abandoned for 8 years, we are back to do a complete loop around Sunyani, which is a very important project, also on site going. In Bono East, the Techiman and Konsia Wenchi Road, the Central region, the dualization of Winneba Cape Coast, Eastern region, the Chiamanfo Bridge I talked to you about, and the Kwehu Tafo, and a number of projects going on, the Greater Accra, Dodo Afienya, and then Motorway, Central University, and a number of them.
It's good you mentioned we're still doing this as a country while not going externally to borrow, etc.
Yes.
So then the contractors will be asking the question, assurances of payment on time. What are the benchmarks you've set? How are you prioritizing the payment of contractors, Big Push, as well as those who do the feeders, etc., those that are not captured under Big Push?
Okay, President Mahama does not think that Big Push is an alternative to a feeder road. They are complementary. So at the same time he's doing Big Push, if you notice that he announced a 1,000-kilometer feeder road program, which we are supposed to do with the World Bank. That road is supposed to identify the most economically viable centers of productivity in terms of agriculture, to be linked to the trunk roads, the Big Push project. That will be a very important intervention. With regard to how we prioritize in terms of payment and other things, unlike in 2017, when our brothers in NPP took over, took a policy decision to suspend projects they inherited, especially Cocoa Road, claiming they were doing audit. And by the time they finished, they never showed an iota of truth of whether anything went wrong with Cocoa Road. But unfortunately, many of the roads deteriorated. And I attribute part of the collapse of the Cocoa Road project to that reckless decision taken by the previous government. President Mahama did the opposite by adhering to the Constitution, Article 35(7), which falls under the directive principles of state policy. That, let me paraphrase, when you inherit a government of Ghana under whichever party, you are supposed to, as much as possible, take steps to continue projects and programs you inherited. As a result, President Mahama directed that no ongoing project should be cancelled or suspended. And indeed, the first thing I did when I went around the country is to encourage every contractor to keep faith with the state, continue to work, and you'll be paid. And I must say that out of that, a lot of contractors are beginning to have faith in the country again and go back to site and work. And the President Mahama's promise was backed by the fact that as of 31st December 2025, his finance minister have paid arrears. By the way, you know we owed arrears in excess of 40 billion. Paid arrears.
Including Cocoa Road,
yes,
etc.
Yes. The payment we made did not include Cocoa Road, but he paid close to 10 billion. And this 10 billion payment of arrears are projects awarded by the previous government, the NPP government. So when people say that all parties are the same, I vehemently oppose that. NDC is not like NPP. We are nationalistic. We don't discriminate. A government came, suspended road project, witch hunted for 3 years, and never showed any evidence of any wrongdoing. Another government comes and says that we are not interested in that. Just focus on the things that matter to the people, the store project, resuscitate them, go to site, and get them paid. So the 10 billion that is paid is all works awarded by President Akufo-Addo, and we encourage other contractors to keep working. Once you raise certificate, we raise the revenues, you'll be paid. You do not need to visit the Minister for Road and plead for your payment. I don't need you to come there. Once
really?
You are valid, no. Why do you need me? I'm not.
But contractors are used to going to Ghana Highways Authority, the roads ministry.
We want to change that. There's no reason for you to.
So
come.
what's the modus operandi now?
Your payment, if it's arrears, is validated, and the database is in the Give Me system. Once revenue is raised, the money is automatically paid into your bank account. I, as a road minister, I don't make payment. I don't sign checks. I don't authorize. I only authorize certificates. I only endorse certificates. I don't make payment. So you don't need to know my house. You don't need to call me to plead for your payment to be made, because that is not my job. My job is to focus coordinating with my technical staff to fix the road, raise certificate, and send that certificate to the agencies of state that make actual payment. If we put in all the investment and we don't check overloading, Roland, the investment will go to waste. We cannot allow few people who are ready to always do the wrong thing to take all of us for a ride. We have already started taking steps. Let me just remind people that out of the fees and charges that have been approved in Parliament already, the penalty for overloading, which used to be 5,000, is now 50,000. We haven't started the implementation.
Say this again. Let's say from Tema Harbour.
Yes.
Because I'm used to Tema.
Yes.
so from Tema Harbour, they overload.
Yes.
They get to an axle load point
Yes.
or the threshold
Yes.
on a major highway.
Yes.
They're going to pay how much?
Currently, they pay 5,000 cedis. And because it's not punitive enough, they make provision to do all sorts of things and keep going. That 5,000 is now approved in Parliament to be 50,000. Currently, when you overload your truck, what it gives, if you go to the axle load station along the motorway now, you see big trucks. Majority of them, foreign registered trucks, are parked there because they've overloaded, and they are now being asked to offload the excess portion of the goods. And then they should bring another vehicle to cut the excess goods. We are working with Ministry of Transport under the LI 2180, that instead of asking them to bring another vehicle to cut the excess good, we confiscate the excess good, auction it, and give the money to Road Maintenance Trust Fund.
As a punitive measure.
As a punitive measure. And I repeat, it is not a levy. It is punishment for offending the law. We hope these and other punitive measures will serve as a deterrent to stop people from damaging the roads, which you and I have made so much investment in building.
Okay.
Minya kame hona yemo His Excellency John Dramani Mahama na basu ye pa Rose Minister wakasa wadi nkomo. Sisi ye die His Excellency ne second camen we na adwen se adwuma no obeye ni nyina na de omo ye romi ametie die mete omo ase because you see to whom much is given much is also expected. What you say His Excellency the way Ghana for enya gidie ewo nimu na omo to aba no ede man no wo hwe the number of parliamentarians asisi ye okuta na ebi AC ye ewo Ghana memu hada enu nti se Ghana for ede omo were ahye nimu na so omo enya gidie sonko ewo nimu a ono nso de obetumi aye ede aboa oman Ghana na Ghana akọ nanim no eno na omo gusu a omo eye no wo hwe bridge ya omo ka ho asem ya menua se wo that side na na obeti asem ya His Excellency okay asiye pa se omo cross that particular river na eya na aye asem bia ewo ho but so mutumi construct this kind of bridge the manko from was abia na ebeboa omo amomo country nso aye dwodo de ama omo ntie ndie ye de aho ode enim tie biala yewo de beboa omo na ye de mpaibon nso ebeta omo chi say oman Ghana ebe succeed because Ghana eyeyi na ye dia it His Excellency yebo mo baso mo koso wana mo adwuma se ne be ye a won so se wufura ban mu a you will leave the kind of legacy a ebi NC yeda wase woni road minister mo adwuma emfamwa Ghana aban menua video a ohwe ye road minister ono na wokasa ye no adwuma omo ye no ebro adwen ene entiase so omo se host no kura ka asem bi se adwuma we nyina omo ahye ase a omo ye no omo engine loan bia from any foreign country nenso omo guso bo adwuma we na the difference between NDC and NPP. It's early days yet. ABR ebekwa do 3rd year and I say 4th year no and I say loans no ebeba mu dia yenim but so far so good. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama o share adwuma se de wo ye adwuma nenso ye nya ntete ye se wakwakogi loan bi eso e de abaga na memu ha wo de ebo adwuma sami demfimu nyina eboa se ne ebe ya oman no ebekọ nanim ntiye ndie ye de ahoden yenim die ene ye mpaibo ebetai wo mochi because Ghana eyeyi a enyeyi emfa ma His Excellency nko enyeyi emfa ma NDC fo nko ebeyeyi ede ama NPP Ghanaians ena ono His Excellency John Dramani Mahama mini ama mena wasese wa hwe video ede aba awie na besrew wunya en subscribe ye to this particular channel a obe subscribe we di kan subscribe so meka senyankopon o nhira wo pa ye na wonye wakoma so abisade biara ema mesrew se wa hwe video awie obekọ comment section ho na de wadwen eye obia no obetwiro ni nyina ede agu ho ama me mekan na bayia no ede ama share video yi fama wonu abi no nso onya bi enhwe meda wase nyankopon kan ho hwe ho so yi medo nyankopon so do me ne wo ebehia bim sisi ye de makra bye bye.